Welcome to Deep Dive. Welcome. We're thrilled to have you here. Let's dive in and grow together.
Okay, ready to dive deep?
Let's do it.
We're tackling karma today.
Always a fascinating topic.
You guys sent us excerpts from Sadhguru's book Karma, a yogi's guide to crafting your destiny. Looks like you're ready to unpack some serious mind-bending concepts.
Yeah, and what's cool is how Sadhguru takes this concept that people get so wrong and makes it relatable. You know, something we can use every day.
Right off the bat, he gets rid of that whole idea of karma as like cosmic reward and punishment.
Totally.
It's not like some divine scorekeeper up there, is it?
Not at all. Sadhguru's big on this. Karma is self-created. It's what happens because of everything we choose, every single action, whether we realize it or not.
It's like that software code analogy he uses. We write the code for our own lives.
Exactly.
And then we totally forget we're the programmers. And then, bam, glitches and bugs everywhere. And we wonder why things are messed up.
Yeah, but the thing is, even if we forget we wrote it, the code's still running in the background. It's still shaping everything.
Okay, so we're creating this karmic code.
Yeah.
But where is it? Is it all in our heads?
This is where it gets really interesting. Sadhguru says memory isn't just in our minds. It's like everywhere in us. Our bodies are like huge libraries packed with memories, stuff we don't even remember consciously. He calls it runonobanda, physical memory.
Hold on. So not just thoughts and memories, but like our cells are holding on to stuff from our past.
Exactly. And this physical memory, or runobanda, it affects everything. How we see the world, how we react, even what we choose to do. It's like our bodies are on autopilot, reacting to things from years ago.
Makes you think twice about every decision you make, huh? Knowing it's not just your mind, but your whole body being affected. But okay, we've got this massive amount of karma from who knows how many lifetimes. Where do we even start with that?
Well, Sadhguru gives us this idea of 4 karmic warehouses. It's a way to make sense of it all. First, there's sanchita karma, all the karma you've collected, like your total baggage.
Okay, so that's like the giant warehouse where all the records are kept.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But how much of that are we actually dealing with this time around?
That's where prarabdha karma comes in. It's the portion of your sanchita karma that's for this life. It's like out of all that baggage, you chose a specific set of suitcases to unpack this time.
Right, so it's still part of the big warehouse.
Yeah.
But we're only dealing with a few boxes right now. Okay, I could see that.
Exactly. And then within that, there's kriyamana karma. That's what's happening right now, the choices we're making, like this minute.
So it's like we're actively unpacking those boxes and messing with the stuff inside, which means we're making more karma, right?
You got it. And that takes us to warehouse number 4, agami karma. It's what we're setting ourselves up for based on what we're doing right now.
It's like a never-ending cycle, always changing based on what we do and what we want. This is starting to feel less like destiny and more like something we can actually change.
That's the power of understanding this. We're not victims. We're creating our own experience. We're not puppets. We're the architects.
Okay, this is seriously empowering. But makes me wonder, how did this whole karmic thing even begin? If karma is tied to creation, where did it all start?
For that, Sadhguru takes us way back to the beginning with Shiva and Shakti, divine masculine and feminine. It's how he explains where existence itself came from. So picture this. Pure emptiness, pure intelligence, that's Shiva. No form, no memory, no karma, just IS.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
Then there's Shakti, pure energy. She brings movement, creation, into that emptiness.
So Shakti's like the spark that kicks off the whole universe.
You got it. And when you have creation, you have form. And for form to exist, you need memory.
So with form, you get karma.
Exactly. It's built into existence itself.
Whoa. So it's not some outside force. It's like fundamental. No form, no karma, no form.
Right. And that brings up a big question. If karma is so much a part of us, how do we get free from it? How do we work with it and not get trapped?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Sadhguru offers some things to do that, right?
He does. And it's not about running away from life or anything. It's about changing how we do things. That's where karma yoga comes in.
So being active in the world, but in a different way?
Yes. Karma yoga is acting consciously, like you're making an offering. Not just for yourself, but something bigger.
I remember that story Sadhguru tells about a fox that can't walk and a lion that keeps bringing him food.
Right.
It's not just random kindness. It's because of things the lion did in a past life, without even realizing it.
Perfect example. It shows how karma keeps going, how connected everything is.
It's a good reminder that even small things have a big impact. But hold on, how do we actually do karma yoga? Is it specific actions, or is it more like our mindset?
It's an inside job, mainly, is bringing awareness to what you do, making an offering of your actions.
So even boring everyday stuff could be part of it.
Totally. The key is to be present. Don't do things begrudgingly. Bring your full attention, your joy to every moment, whether you're doing the dishes or running a company.
It's like you said, if you do something and it traps you, that's karma. If you do something and it frees you, that's karma yoga.
Exactly. It's all about intention. What's the energy behind the action? That determines the karmic effect. And that brings us to another thing Sadhguru talks about, the effect of karma yoga on the body.
The mind-body connection. Always fascinating.
Well, Sadhguru says all those bottled up emotions, the desires we don't fulfill, even physical energy that's stuck, all that can show up as physical problems. Our bodies remember.
Makes sense. We carry so much tension without realizing it. So what's the solution? How do we work with that physically?
Sadhguru talks about hatha yoga and bhuta-shuddhi, ways to cleanse the system, to get your body, mind, and energy in sync.
So karma yoga is about more than just our thoughts and actions. It's about the energy and the elements that make up our bodies too. What's bhuta-shuddhi exactly?
It's a process. It purifies the 5 elements in us: earth, water, fire, air, and space. They can get out of balance because of all the karma we accumulate.
So it's like resetting the system, getting those elements back in harmony.
Right. Sadhguru says it gets to the root of a lot of our problems, leads to more well-being overall. And that brings us to another dimension of karma, the energy body.
Oh yeah. He talks about this subtle energy system, the one beyond the physical. And this is where things get really interesting. He even brings up ghosts.
He does. Sadhguru's point is that ghosts are people who've lost their bodies, but their energy and their karma is still around. They're like stuck.
Wow, mind-blowing. It makes you think about what we leave behind, even after we're gone. Like, our energy has an impact.
Definitely. And about energy, Sadhguru also talks about the dangers of working with it, especially when it comes to healing.
Yeah. He's careful about messing with someone's energy if you don't know what you're doing.
True healing comes from inside, aligning with the source of creation, not forcing things.
Supporting someone's own healing, not imposing our own ideas.
Exactly. And this all ties back to the ultimate goal of karma yoga, breaking free and finding out who we really are. Sadhguru talks about samadhi and mahasamadhi.
Those are advanced concepts. Samadhi is where everything dissolves, or no more distinctions. And mahasamadhi is total liberation.
You got it. It's about the potential we all have to transcend limits. And he even talks about what happens when we get older, when our memory fades. The body's still strong, but the software is going.
And you realize we need to cultivate awareness now so we're not just stuck with our physical and mental limits.
Yes. True freedom is about going beyond the ego, realizing the limitless nature of who we truly are.
It's amazing, isn't it? How Sadhguru changes the whole idea of fate.
Totally. He makes you see we have so much more control than we think.
It's not like we're just playing out some script that's already written. It's like we can change the story as we go along.
Exactly. And a big part of it is taking responsibility, not blaming other people or circumstances.
Oh, yeah. It's so easy to make excuses, to feel like a victim. But that just keeps us stuck, doesn't it?
It does. And, you know, Sadhguru is not afraid to talk about the hard stuff, suffering, inequality. He knows life can be unfair. But he also says a lot of our suffering comes from how we react to things, not the things themselves.
So even when things are rough, we can still choose how we feel about it. Choose peace instead of getting all negative.
Right, and that connects back to choice, to acting consciously. Sadhguru really pushes us to look at why we do things. Is it out of fear, ego, or are we acting from awareness, love, a desire to do something bigger than ourselves?
It's a tough question to ask yourself. It takes a lot of honesty to really look at your motivations.
It does, but that's how we start to change those karmic patterns, those habits. And that's how we create a life that actually means something.
So it comes back to this, doesn't it? We're not puppets.
Yeah.
Karma isn't controlling us. We create our own reality. And the more aware we are, the more we can shape things the way we want.
Beautifully said. And I think Sadhguru sums it up perfectly. He says, "You are not studying with me. I have nothing to teach. I want you to get lost."
I love that. It's like he's saying, let go of all those ideas you're holding on to. Dive into the mystery of who you really are.
Step outside your comfort zone. Embrace the possibilities.
So there you have it. That's our deep dive into Sadhguru's Karma. The big takeaway. You have way more power than you think. You can rewrite your own code. Shift from reacting automatically to making conscious choices. Remember, Sadhguru says, I want you to get lost. Maybe the real journey is letting go of all that karmic baggage and stepping into a world of infinite potential. Thanks for joining us.